Because at the end of the day, family, you never know who's going to get on the call and drop what kind of information. I had no clue what he was about to say. He just gave us, literally, he just gave us a mindset master. We can end the call right now and be charged up and be ready to work at the end of the day. Because here's the deal, man. What he's displaying is, man, how you work through the pain, how you work through, trials and tribulations, how you actually go out there and sacrifice and make things happen, because so many people make excuses and that's why they can never make any money, right? They focus on making excuses, or they turn their attentions towards their distractions or their excuses, and they look at their bank account, they look at their trading account, they look at their back office, and their back office is playing with them. Their bank account is playing with them. Their trading account is playing with them because they played around with life. So you got to get to a place where, man, nothing can stop you, right? Nothing can stop you. You got to keep going, whether it's a bodily injury. I mean, he got so many rods in him, like he should be a robot, but God kept him, yo. Like rods in his arm, leg, broken back, all of that. For some reason, he's still able to build the business. For some reason, he can still be inspired every day. For some reason, he can still get up and go out there and get to work. For some reason, he can still be engaged in the group chats. For some reason, he can still go out there and show the plan. For some reason, he can still pour into his organization. What would make somebody do that? They know what tomorrow looks like, right? They know what tomorrow looks like. See, when you don't know what tomorrow looks like and you're going through a crisis, right? You're going through some type of traumatic experience. Guess what you will do? You will start focusing on that experience. You will start focusing on that current situation. And when you put your focus on where you're at, that's the only thing you can never get, because God will let you live on whatever level you settle for. And so many people settle on the level that they're at right now. I'm broke. I don't have any money. I can't get to London. Man, listen, if you're on this call right now, your mirror, on your mirror, or if you've been plugged in with us for over a month, guess what your bathroom mirror should say? London 2020. That's what it should say. Why? Because I said, yo, listen, we're going to put 500 people in London. So in order for us to put 500 people in London, we need a whole bunch of people seeing London every single day that they wake up. Because if you see London every single day that you wake up, you know when February gets here, you got to be there, because that's what you're focusing on every single day. Every single day you go brush your teeth, you should see London. Every single day you go look in that mirror and see that wonderful creation that God made. Guess what you should see? You should see London. Every time. You should see the vision. You should see something. All right. Guess when I walk in my bathroom mirror, guess what I see? I see 20 chairmen. I see 20 chairmen, stick figured out. I don't know who the 20 chairmen are. I only know who 4 of them are. Right. The rest of them are stick figures with no names. But every single day I wake up, I see the vision of 20 chairmen. Whether it happens on 2/20/2020 or not, that's where my GPS is taking me. That's where my mind is taking me. That's what I'm focused on. I'm not focused on my current situation. Because when you focus on your current situation, that's what has to show up in your life on a day-to-day basis. Your current reality. That's why I said on last week call, the people that are ultra successful, the people that are global leaders, they understood how to live in the present, but focused on the future. They knew how to live in the present, but focus on the future. See, Martin Luther King could live in the present. Nelson Mandela could live in the present. Mother Teresa could live in the present. But for some reason, their focus wasn't the present. What did Martin Luther King say? I had a dream. That means Martin Luther King had a vision. And that's what he focused on. And he was willing to die for that vision. He was willing to sacrifice for that vision. He was willing to sit in jail for that vision. He was willing to get his house bombed for that vision. But for your vision, you want to invest 165 a month. For your vision, you won't go get a passport and sacrifice $500 to $700 for a flight. Your vision is not important to you. But for some reason, Martin Luther King, his vision was, he said, man, listen, they bombing churches. They beating us, they beating my eyes black. They threatening my family. But man, God put this vision in my heart, and I won't stop fighting until this vision comes to pass. But see, that's the importance of having a vision. And just hearing from Mr. Chubb, I can clearly see that he has a vision. I can clearly see that. Because without the vision, if he didn't have a vision, why in the world would he still be doing this? Like, why would he be doing this in all that pain every single day? Why would he come to Houston, to Dallas for the event? Like, why? Why would he say, why is he gonna be in London? Because he has a vision. Wow, because he has a vision. I didn't want to talk about that, but man, that it was so important that we did. But I want to jump into what I actually want to talk about tonight, and it's development. It's development. Because here's the first nugget I want you to write down. God can't unwrap what you're not willing to develop, right? God has given you gifts, right? Talents. He's giving you so much stuff. He's giving you resources. He's giving you so many things to go out there and really live your best life. But he can't unwrap you to the world, meaning he can't show you off. He can't allow you to get to that level of success that he desires for you to get to if you're not willing to develop what he's already placed inside of you. See, so many people are looking for, oh, what do I got to do now? What do I need to do next? How can I get better at this? No, you listen, all you got to do is focus on developing. Right? What do I need? Right? You don't need anything. Everything is already inside of you. See, when this iPhone was made, right? When Steve Jobs made these iPhones, or the new programmer made these iPhones, guess what? Everything that the iPhone needed to win was already in the iPhone. I just bought a new MacBook today. That's why I look so clear, I guess. Right? But guess what? Everything that the MacBook needs to be successful is already inside the MacBook. I don't need anything else for the MacBook. It already has the program. It already has the hard drive. It already has the software. It already has the most updated iOS, right? But guess what happens as time begins to pass? Guess what I got to do to the MacBook? I got to develop the MacBook. I got to update the MacBook. I got to upgrade the software. Same thing with you. You got to develop your gifts. You got to develop your talents. You got to develop everything that God has given you. But it's three specific areas that I want to talk about. And the first area is you, right? You're the first area that needs developing. You. That's the first point you want to write down. I am the first area that needs to be developed so that I can be unwrapped to the world and they can see me walk across the stage as a chairman 10. They can see me walk across the stage as a chairman 25. I can get recognized for being a 6-figure trader, a 7-figure trader, an 8-figure trader. See, I don't think being an 8-figure trader is like crazy now. I used to think being an 8-figure trader was crazy, but then guess what? I know somebody that made 8 figures trading. And guess what? This person started around the same time as me. His name is Akil Bay. Me and Akil Bay started around the same time. I watched Akil Bay run up 8 figures trading. So now I don't think it's crazy when people say they want to make 8 figures, because now I just know that you just need a plan on how to do that. I used to think it was crazy, like 8 figures, man, that's $10 million trading. But then Akil Bay came and did it in like 2 years. Just trading. He's a Platinum 5000. But guess what Akil Bay was focusing on? He was focusing on developing him, right? He was focused on developing him. Christopher Terry, 9-figure trader. Guess what he was doing? Focusing on developing him. David Imonitie, 8-figure networker. Guess what he was doing? He was focusing on developing him, right? And when you're talking about developing you, what do you need to be developing? You need to be developing your confidence, right? You want to develop your confidence. See, so many times you can't go out there and show the plan right now. You can't recruit right now. You can't go host events right now. You don't want to do 3-way calls right now because you lack confidence. That's the only reason why somebody wouldn't do that, because they lack confidence, right? Because if you were comfortable with you, right, you will go out there and show the plan. If you was completely confident and comfortable with who you are, you will host events. But see, the reason why people don't host events is because they say, I'm not ready. The reason why they don't show the plan because they say, I'm not ready. The reason why they don't do the webinars and do all the things they need to do because they're not ready, or they believe that they aren't ready. And a good friend of mine told me that being ready is just an illusion. You will never be truly ready. You won't even know you're ready until you actually start. So the first part of you that needs to be developed is your confidence. Very important. Like, you got to develop that. You got to get comfortable with who you are. There's a you that you see, there's a you that other people see, and there's a you that God sees. Your confidence gets developed when you start believing that you're the person that God sees. That's when your confidence really gets developed. because you may not see yourself as a networker. You may not see yourself as a 7 or 8 figure trader. And other people for sure don't see you like that. But the creator of a thing knows the value of a thing. That just dropped in my spirit. God is good. The creator of a thing always knows the value of a thing. See, the creator of this iPhone knows the true value of the iPhone. I can never know the true value of the iPhone because I didn't create the iPhone. I can never know the true value of a MacBook because I didn't create the MacBook. So only the creator knows the true value. So there's a you that you see, there's a you that other people see, but there's a you that God sees because he's the one that created you, meaning he knows your value. So if you can get to a place and get your confidence to a place where you believe that you're the person that God sees and you walk in that every single day, guess what happens to your confidence? It shoots up. You start walking with your chest out a little bit more, not in pride, but out of, man, I know who I am. See, most people mess up because they're going through an identity crisis and they don't know who they truly are. See, when you know who you truly are, guys, you walk a little bit different. Your swag is a little bit different. The way that you put on your clothes is a little bit different. The way that you walk out the house is a little bit different. The way that you go out there and show the plan is a little bit different. The way that you sit down in your car and ride with the windows down is a little bit different. It's completely different when you know who you are. See, I know who I am. That's why I can be so confident. I know who I am. That's why I can show the plan in sweatpants. I can show the plan in some D-Wade shorts. I can show the plan in a 3-piece suit. I can show the plan in some Balenciagas. I can show the plan in flip-flops. It don't matter. I can show the plan to Donald Trump. I can show the plan to Kanye West. I can show the plan to Jay-Z. I can show the plan to the janitors at my high school. It don't matter. I know how to reach people where they are because I know who I am. And when you know who you are, guess what you would do? You go show the plan to anybody. See, when people ask me about this business, you got to understand, I look at this business completely different from when I used to. When I first got in this business, it was all about work. That's how I went chairman 10 to 5 months because it was work. Grind your face off, work. Grind your face off, work. And then I began to get burnt out all the time. I'm like, why am I so tired? Like, why don't I want to even call people today? Because I realized I was burnt out because I was working for identity. I wasn't working from identity. See, God dang it. When you work from identity, you can work a little bit different. But when you're working for identity, you work a little bit different. And that work is hard. When you're working trying to prove something. I used to work to try to prove things to people because I didn't know who I was. Man, I hope y'all getting this. I really hope y'all getting this. And see, that's why you got to get to a place, right? That's why you got to get to a place where you see yourself in the same light as God sees you. Because when you do that, your confidence automatically goes up. Your self-image, how you view you, automatically goes up. You gotta be in the books. You gotta read. You gotta develop your personality. You gotta understand other people's personalities. But you can't know anybody else if you don't first know yourself. You can't know anybody else if you don't know yourself. You have to focus on you. You can't lead your team if you don't know you. You can't show anybody how to trade if you don't know you. You have to know you. That's why you have to develop you. And remember, God can't unwrap you to the world if you're not willing to develop what he's already put inside of you. If you're not willing to develop the personality that he gave you. The personality that he gave you was a gift. The skills that he gave you, they were gifts. The way your voice is a gift. The way your perspective is a gift. All of that is a gift. And if you don't develop it, he can't unwrap you. He can't use you. He can't show you off. He can't put you on a platform because you're not ready. How come you're not ready? Because you didn't develop. See, preparation is a proof of your faith. And sometimes people pray all the time, but they're never prepared for the prayer. Personal evolution is the master key to success. Personal evolution is the master key to success. I'm going to say it one more time. I may say it 2 more times. Matter of fact, I'm gonna say it 5 more times. That's the number of grace. Personal evolution is the master key to success. Personal evolution is the master key for success. Personal evolution is the master key for success. 2 more times. Personal evolution is the master key for success. Somebody drop it in the chat box. Personal evolution is the master key for success. See, my friends, you have to evolve, right? You have to evolve, right? You got to become something different. I used to have this thing that I would say on these calls, and you know, a lot of people, if you're sharing your screen, can you please stop? I can't even talk with you sharing your screen right now. Thank you so much, right? A caterpillar will never fly until it evolves into a butterfly. See, so many people are trying to fly when they haven't evolved yet. So many people are trying to go to the next level and they haven't evolved yet. So many people want to get on the stage, but they haven't spent enough time in the darkness working on their crafts. So many people want to be seen without getting results. That's the world that we live in today. I'd rather be seen first before I get my results. I'd rather be seen first before I develop. Personal evolution is the master key for success. So when you're talking about developing you, guess what? You gotta develop your confidence, right? You gotta grow as a person. You gotta develop your personality. You gotta develop your speaking ability if you want to become a chairman. See, I didn't always speak like this, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't always speak like this. A lot of you guys know my story. You know where I come from. I didn't grow up in the best side of town. I didn't go to a Ivy League school. I didn't go to a private school. My school was in the hood. My teachers, like, they weren't the best teachers. Like, I didn't have the best education. I didn't listen. Like, what you're getting right now is 3 years of developing and God developing me. Me working on me and God working on me. That's 3 years. But 3 years ago, if you would have got on the call like this, I would have been stuttering. I would have been talking low. I would have been nervous. Matter of fact, it would probably only been 2 people on the call. But guess, I would still do it. I would still do it. Understand? So you got to develop you. You got to develop your personality. You got to develop your speaking ability. You got to develop your self-image, right? You got to develop like you, your personality, right? People want new realities, but they're still stuck in their same personality. They haven't developed into nobody. They haven't evolved into anybody different, but they want their realities to change. It's not going to happen like that, ladies and gentlemen. In order to have something different, you have to do different. In order to have something different, you have to do something different. But before you can do something different, you got to become somebody different. In order to have something different, you got to do something different. But before you can do something different, you got to become somebody different. See, people go to the gym all the time and work out, right? People go to the gym all the time and work out, but they wonder, why doesn't my body change, right? How come I've been coming for 60 days, 90 days, I don't see any results? Well, it's because you haven't developed you yet. You're doing the work, but you're not doing the work right because you haven't developed you yet. Because if you would develop you, you would change the way that you eat. You would change your habits. You would change your ways. And then you begin to see results because your workout will then change. And then when you step on that scale, when you look in the mirror, you'll get a different result. See, to have something different, you got to do something different. But before you can do something different, there's somebody different that you have to become. That's why when we're talking about in terms of development, you have to be the first thing developed. The second thing that you want to develop out after you guys is your skill set. You want to develop your skill set. All right. You want to develop your skill set. If you're a trader, then you need to be on the charts all the time. Like I always talk about Brittany Burrell because I literally, when she came in, we came in at the same time, and I literally watched her 6 hours a day. Never complained about blowing an account. Never complained about, oh, whatever, like this stuff that people be talking about like in the chats. I'm like, bro, y'all not ready to make any money. Like you're not ready to make any money. I'm gonna just be very, very real with you. Like if you worrying about a small $100 account, you're not ready to make any money. Because here's the deal. When you start out trading, you shouldn't be focused on making money. You should be focused on learning the skill set like Brittany Burrell. That's why she's made multiple 6 figures. But see, most of you guys, you start as a trader, you put in $50 in an account, You put in $75 in the account, you lose $20, you about to have a heart attack over $20. How in the world can you have a heart attack over $20, over $50? I don't care if it's your last $100. I don't care. Because if you had a vision, you'll be like, man, why am I worried about this 100 when God gonna give me 100,000? That's what you will be saying. You'll be saying, why am I worried about, man, this signal didn't go the way that I wanted to go. I lost $12. I got a $50 account, but why should I complain if I want to make $50,000 a month? Why do I care if only 3 people show up to my event when I normally lead 300? See, that don't make any sense to me. It doesn't. And see, that's why I tell people all the time, the world I live in, most people don't live where I live at. I live in something called La La Land. And in La La Land, the reality, right? The things that happen in the physical world is not real in my world. It doesn't exist in my world. That's why I live there. I live in this place called La La Land, which is weird to a lot of people. Some people can't have a conversation with me because they will get frustrated. Because they come to me emotionally, I'm gonna be very chill, I'm gonna be very monotone, and I'm gonna just talk about your faith. Because when you're emotional, your brain is hijacked, and reason goes out of the window when you're emotional. When you're emotional, the logical part of your brain, it gets hijacked. You don't even think anymore. And guess what? That's why you blow more accounts. That's why you end up dropping out of the business. Because you were emotional. And being emotional is not profitable. Woo! Being emotional is not profitable. That's how I know where people's faith is at. That's how I know. And see, the world that I live in is something called La La Land. See, I told this story one time when my mom was on the call. She may be on the call tonight. And I remember last December, my car got repossessed, right? And my mom called me and she was like, yo, what's going on? Your car got repossessed, blase, blase, blase. And I just bust out laughing on the phone. And my mom was like, man, what is wrong with you? I'm like, what do you mean? She was like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, she said, Riyad, are you doing drugs? I said, I'm just high on faith. That's it. Because who could get their car repossessed and just laugh about it? The same day. Like 3 hours later, 4 or 5 hours later. Because I said, man, all right, cool. If God gonna take it, that means he gotta replace it with something else. Now we chairman 50. Go buy any car we want now. Not even a whole year later. Not even a whole year later. See, but when somebody ain't developing their skill set, right? When somebody is emotional, when somebody is, when they don't have a vision, it gets very, very hard to do stuff like this. It gets very hard to like have faith if you're emotional. Because when you're emotional, again, the logical part of your brain, meaning the brain that reasons things, becomes hijacked. Out the door. But that's neither here nor there. So you got to be focused on developing your skill set. If you're building a business, guess what you need to be focused on? Prospecting, presenting, and promoting. Prospecting, presenting, and promoting. But you want to know what's so good? It's always a foundation for stuff. And see, I said the first thing that you had to develop was you. And when I talked about you, I said you had to develop your confidence. Now we're talking about the second thing to develop, which is your skill set. Prospecting, presenting, and promoting. Here's the deal. Prospecting, presenting, and promoting is all confidence. It's all confidence, right? The way that you show the plan is about your confidence. The way that you promote for events and promote other people in your organization, It's about confidence, right? The way that you go out there and present or a prospect is confidence. That's where you got to develop you first, because success starts with you, nobody else. Success starts with you and nobody else. I had something in here that I found in my notes a while back, and I think let me see if I have it. I can't find it. It's not in there. All right, I can't find it. But you got to develop you, right? Because when you develop you, your skill sets automatically develop. The way that you show the plan automatically develops. The way that you prospect people automatically develops. It's all confidence. This is all communication. And the most important communication starts between your 6 inches between your ears, between your brain, your mind. That's the most important communication. You talk to yourself more than you talk to anybody. And the way that you talk to yourself is going to, in part, create your level of confidence. And the way that you see you is how other people are going to see you. Woo! Hope y'all getting it. Because listen, this is stuff. If you follow me on Instagram, I had just posted something. Let me pull it up real quick. I posted them like an hour ago when I was working out. This was October 19th, 2018. Hey, God, I don't know when, I don't know how you're going to do it, but I believe that you will. I love you. That was October 19th, 2018. October 19th, 2018, I wasn't in the position that I'm in today. I was in one of the worst situations financially that I've ever been in, right? But I had this strong sense of faith that he would change it. And these are the things that I applied to my life for it to actually happen. I was focusing on developing me. I was focused on developing my skill set. I was focused on developing my leadership ability, right? Because for all the people that's building a business, understand this. You are the lid for your organization. You are. When leadership stops flowing, or when income stops flowing, leadership has stopped growing. When income stops flowing, that means leadership has stopped growing. You have to develop every single day, because if you're really building this business, if you're really striving to become a true leader in this business, then you got to understand this point here, that your team should never outgrow you. Listen to me. Your team can outwork you, but they should never outgrow you. They can go out there and do more physical work than you, but they should never outgrow you, and they should never be able to outmind you. Why? Because you're always focusing on personal evolution, because personal evolution is the key to success. It's the master key to success. All right. You have to be evolving and growing every single day. And if your leadership ability is a 5, that means your team is like a 2 or 3. But if your leadership goes up to an 8, that means your team can go to a 6 or 7. If your leadership gets to a 10, guess what? They can become an 8 or a 9 in their production level. But you have to grow every single day. So when we're talking about skill set, developing skill set, guess what? Prospecting, presenting, promoting, chart work, IML TV, all the physical action that you have to do, or the physical development that you have to do to create success, because success is 90% spiritual and 10% work. All right, 90% spiritual and just 10% work. So that 10% is you developing your skill set. Is you working on you. Is you like developing, you learning how to show the plan, you getting better at showing the plan, right? You practicing all the time. Steph Curry only became a great shooter because he was shooting the ball. Michael Jordan only became a great basketball player because he was playing the game, right? And that's how this whole thing works. And the last thing, and we'll be off the call, guys, and this is the most important thing, this is the foundation. And you should already know the word. The word is faith. The third thing that you have to develop is your faith. That's the third thing you have to develop. Faith works, man. Faith works. It physically works, and it works spiritually. It works. So if you have faith, that means you're working, you're showing a plan, you're developing every single day. And then guess what's going to happen? It's going to work for you, right? And you got to have faith for the future and not faith for your right now. See, most people be having faith for their right now, meaning they only talk about what's happening right now. That's where their faith is at, and what's happening right now, the facts of life. But here's a secret for you. Faith always trumps the facts. Faith always trumps the facts. All right. See, faith. How can I put this and this makes sense? How can I say it? Let me get it right, because I want this to come out very, very clearly. All right. See, my facts, right, may not change the truth. The facts of life, your facts right now, what's in front of you right now, right? They won't change the truth. What's the truth? The truth is your vision. The truth is what you believe. The truth is what God says about you. The facts can never change that unless you let it. But your faith in the truth will always change the facts. The facts can never change the truth unless you let it. But your faith in the truth can always change the facts, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna say it one more time so I know people are writing. The facts, they don't change the truth. But your faith in the truth can always, will always change the facts of life. My fact a year ago was Platinum 2000. My fact a year ago was finding out I was about to have a son and our lights were off. My fact a year ago was my rent, Georgia Power, phone bills, like everybody at my neck for these bills. But I had faith in the truth, not the facts. And my faith in the truth changed the facts. Now here we are today, Chairman 50. Like just a ridiculous amount of money coming in every month. Ridiculous, like ridiculous. But you know how it got ridiculous? Because my faith was ridiculous. I was developing my faith every day, every day, every day. The same way people, you know, what do people do every day? I don't know. Whatever you do religiously every day, like you do faithfully every day, that's how I was working on my faith every day. To give you an idea of how much time I spent working on my faith, or how much time I spend working on my faith every day, we're talking about maybe 4 to 5 hours a day plus every day. So how does Riyadh live in La La Land? Well, because Riyadh is actually developing his faith every single day so that he can live in La La Land, and he doesn't have fake faith. See, a lot of people have fake faith. All right, Michael Todd did a video on it, which is so amazing. Right? And you can tell when your faith is fake, because one day you're faithful, one day you're on the call, one day you're showing the plan, but the next day you're not. The words that come out your mouth start to change. Your emotions start to change. The way that you think starts to change. So again, the master key to success, ladies and gentlemen, is personal evolution. And God can't unwrap you to the world if you're not willing to develop what he's already put inside of you. Because here's the deal. The forest that you want to see tomorrow is going to be based on the seeds that you plant today, the seeds of faith, the seeds of development, the seeds of work. That's how you're going to see that forest. But if you ain't planting those seeds, guess what? It's over with. Because your faith is going to produce what you currently don't think is possible right now. Your faith is going to produce what you currently don't think is possible right now. All right. And I can go on and on and on and on and on. But this is the last thing I'm going to leave you guys with. All right. When you lose your ability to believe and have faith, you've lost everything. When that is gone, you lost everything. So you can lose everything. You can lose some money. You can lose a relationship. You can lose a car. You can lose a apartment, a crib. Like you can lose all of that. You can lose a leg of business. You can lose, like me, like 60% of your business. But man, whatever you do, don't lose faith. Keep believing every day. I'm telling you because I'm a living testimony. I'm a living testimony. See, in order to have money, there's gonna be some tests. That's why in the word testimony, you can clearly see test to money. Are you battle tested? Is your vision battle tested? I'm telling you, I can't make this stuff up, man. And here's the last thing I want to say we're about to call. This is another sign that your faith isn't real. Don't be the person that gets on these calls every single week. You post it on Instagram, you post in the chat box, you get in a group chat and say, man, the call was lit. And then you get back on the next week and you do the same thing again. And you do the same thing again. And there's no work happening. It's not showing that it's working in your life. Because remember, God doesn't expose you to things that you can't have. And God is showing you, when you look at me, this is what you got to say. Man, this is God. This is a snippet of God's portfolio of work. Because this is how I look at people, and this keeps me from comparing. It keeps me from comparing my rank. It keeps me from comparing my situation. It keeps me from comparing my lifestyle. Because when I look at somebody that's on another level than me, or they may be at the same level as me, it could be somebody in a completely different industry. But when I look at them and say, man, this is a snippet of God's portfolio of work. Right? This is what God can do in somebody's life. So when you understand what he can do, you're comfortable with undergoing the process. You're comfortable with going through the uncomfortable stages of life because you know what can be produced if you go through it. So when you look at me, you gotta look at me and say, man, like, bro, if he can do it, if God will do it for him, like, man, he can do it for me too. And that's all I want people to see. The secret to my success completely lies 100% in my faith, 100%. So when people ask me like, bro, what is it besides faith? I don't know what to tell you. I don't. Because the work is the same for everybody. Everybody has to go show the plan 4 to 6 times a week. Everybody has to develop 7 to 10 platinum 1000s. Everybody has to focus on prospecting, presenting, and promoting. I don't know what else to tell you. Outside of that, it's just faith. And the person that thinks it's something else outside of that, guess what you lack? Faith. And with that being said, I love you all, and I will see you at the bank or the beach. Good night. God bless you, your family, and your dreams. I love you all.